so much. We're starting with some experience that you have in the produce of this game.
So what experience do I have?
Yeah.
So I've joined the team. The Ghost Recon Wildlands started 4 years ago, and I joined the team 2 years ago on Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I'm in charge especially of UI, menus, and everything that the player needs to understand the game. So how we introduce him, the story, the game mechanics, and all of that.
Okay. And the producer of the game, what was your best experience with the working team?
What was my experience with the working team?
Yeah, or your best experience.
My best experience
Yeah.
with the team.
Some
So
funny fact or something.
So what? For me, one of the things where we are looking with is that it's a game that you can play in co-op. So it means that for the first sessions that really where we saw the game started to work and work well in co-op, we had great moments because we could play the four of us doing missions that we used to play on our own, and then we had a totally different approach, and it could be very fun just to invent what we wanted to do by playing co-op in the game.
Okay. And how was the working environment during the game? The produce of the game.
So the game is developed in Paris in the Ubisoft studio.
Okay.
That is 400-person studios, and we work with other people. We work with people in England, in Newcastle, in Milan, in Italy, people in Montpellier, also in the south of France, and also people in Bucharest, in Romania. And I would say that the team is a funny one. It's a team that likes to argue a lot, but always in a positive manner. It's like when they are giving their ideas, they tend to be very assertive, but it's not like you get mad at anyone. And I would say that yes, the team was very friendly.
Okay, just for improve the game.
Yes, to improve the game.
Okay.
Yes, it's like people felt like it was their baby. It's like they're so invested in the game. Like sometimes they can be very rough when they argue about it, but it's always positive in the end. It's not like we are mad at each other.
Okay. Well, the game is inspired in Bolivia.
Yeah.
Have you traveled to Bolivia during the produce of the game?
Yes, the team has been to Bolivia for 2 weeks at the beginning of the production because we wanted the game to feel as real as possible, and we didn't want just to imagine Bolivia and say, okay, it's Bolivia. So we went there and we took pictures, we shot movies, we even recorded sounds, we interviewed people that were working around the coca, or it could be coca producers, or it could be even people that fight against the drug traffickers, so that we could include in the game as many elements that felt real as possible. And in the end, we have Bolivia that has 11 different ecosystems that is filled with lots of landmarks from the place, but also people that we really saw. It would be funny to see, because we have the pictures of the real people we were inspired by, and the people that are in the game, to see that they look alike so much. That would be fun to compare.
Okay. In respect of, what do you think that Bolivia created in the game as a final result?
I think that it's really a country that I would love and people would love to visit. One of the person in our HR team that didn't work on the game saw the game that we did, and she decided to go there for holidays. And she said that it was the most beautiful place she's ever seen in her life.
Okay. Do you think that right now is the best time to release the game?
Well, I believe it's. I'm happy that we don't release just before Christmas like plenty of other games do. I think it's a good moment for the game because I think it will be okay. The only very big things that there are is the Nintendo Switch release, for example, that is being released soon, and I'm really looking forward to. But at the same moment, I'm not sure that all of our players are into getting the new consoles right now.
Okay. Well, about 15 days ago, you guys released a 30-minute short film called War Within the Cartel.
Yeah.
Do you think that this short film will help to understand the story of the game?
I believe so, because it's another way to develop the characters, and it's sometimes more easier. It's easier to develop characters in a linear way than when you're doing a fully open world. Our characters are really like the jewels of the game, I would say, because what you have to do when you arrive in Bolivia is that you have to take down all the bosses of the different operations. And there are a lot of them, but it's not easy like to spend time like discussing with them, etc. Since you're fighting them. Here in a short movie, it's easier to showcase them and learn more about them.
Okay. What do you think that is the more the best? Sorry. Característica.
Sí, characteristic
Feature. What do you think? What is the best feature of the game that it gets more hype to it? I mean, the decision making, maybe, or the open world.
There are two things that are really specific to Ghost Recon Wildlands that I really love. The first one is the fact that you have a lot of freedom of choice. We identified 5 different play styles, like Recon, Stealth, Assault, Commander, if you want to give orders to your teammates, or the Rebellion, and all those playstyles are merged, and you can choose to do mix of them and really choose how you want to approach the different situations. So I think that this is an unprecedented freedom of choice that you have in an open world. And on top of that, you have the fact that you can play in co-op. And since in co-op everyone can have his own playstyle, you can bring crazy situations. I'm sure that every player will have different stories to tell from another player.
Okay. Well, I think that's all. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
We will love.
Pero os voy a decir algo. Nadie está preparado para el sueño. Tiene una vena religiosa que casi raya la locura. Si no está metido en esto por dinero, es por el poder.